like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. It's time for the owner of the Cleveland Browns, Jimmy Haslem, to protect his $250 million investment in Deshaun Watson. He is being targeted. He's taking hits that should be penalties. And it's all because he wanted to leave the Texans. The United States, let's not play games. It's racist. The NFL, let's not play games. It is racist. And players and the owners do not care about players, because if they cared about players, you wouldn't have 50% of the players playing on artificial turf, which is dangerous even if you don't get hit. And you can get turf toe if nothing else. It is dangerous to play on, grass is much safer. And it is my opinion that that perhaps the entire team is being targeted, because the NFL does not want Deshaun Watson to succeed. And I read an article today which said that the NFL should investigate the penalties that were called on Deshaun, the penalties that Deshaun Watson committed. In my opinion, maybe he did, maybe there were accidents, maybe they weren't accidents, and maybe he was simply defending himself and letting people know that if you try to take me out, I'm gonna try to take you out too, which is the intelligent thing to do. Cam Newton, I'm not familiar with the Carolina Panthers, but he took a lot of late hits. And now if he tried to defend himself, I don't know. But I know Deshaun Watson has every right to defend himself, and he's a smart player. But the reality of the situation is, Jimmy Haslem, you need to protect the money you spent in acquiring Deshaun Watson, if you can. Because to me, your entire team may be targeted. Your entire team may be targeted. And if you're smart, you need to protect your investment. We all know what type of character Deshaun Watson is. He's not a rapist, for sure. But he is a great quarterback. And if Colin Kaepernick was expendable, Cam Newton was expendable, then so is Deshaun Watson to the league. And the only thing Cam Newton did was pretended like he was Superman, and they couldn't stand it. But I'm going to say one other thing. In Major League Baseball, they're talking about doing away with artificial turf because it's dangerous. And out of the 30 teams in the Major League Baseball, only 9 of those teams play on artificial turf. Whereas in football, every play numerous players are landing on artificial turf. And the older it gets, the harder it is. And in my opinion, if the NFL cared anything about the players, they would ban artificial turf, because you can get injured on artificial turf you can have a non-contact injury on artificial turf. And heaven forbid if a quarterback gets tackled and some 300-pound guy lands on him with all his weight. But the main point I want to make is that Haslem, if you're smart, you need to protect your investment in Deshaun Watson unless you have $250 million to throw away. If not, you need to speak up and say something with the quickness, or else invest $500 million in an offensive line. And heaven knows you need one. I don't know how the Browns' offensive line is ranked so high. Probably because of Chubb. But I haven't been impressed with them in years. So hey, that's my message to Haslam. In the meanwhile, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.